Hello, everyone. According to Facebook, we are live. My name is Scott Walker, and today is World Bipolar Day. If you don't know me or my story, I'll just briefly say that I've lived with bipolar disorder since 2000, and I've been a mental health advocate since 2014. And when I was in my early 20s, I used to really struggle with anxiety. I remember my doctor almost put me on blood pressure medication, and it was a very challenging time. Now I still get mild anxiety at times, but I don't fortunately get the crippling anxiety that I used to get. And throughout the years, I've learned many different tools and strategies to manage my anxiety. And today I'm going to share a handful of those. So, whether you live with bipolar disorder or not, I do feel that these tools can assist you if you are someone that struggles with anxiety. And I'll just say, in my experience, because I do work as a server in Banff, and sadly, I see more and more younger people, like under 25, that really struggle with anxiety, that have panic attacks, that are on medication for anxiety. And I think with everything going on in the world today, at times it's hard not to have anxiety. So, if you are someone that really struggles with anxiety, thank you for deciding to watch this video. I really encourage you to keep an open mind and to fully participate in these tools that I'll share with you. They're all physical tools. Some of them will resonate with you, some of them will not. But I just really encourage you to keep an open mind, keep what works for you, discard the rest, and we're going to begin. So, the first thing we're going to do is just some deep breathing. And I don't include this as one of the 5 tools because everyone has heard of breath work and deep breathing. But we're just going to spend a couple minutes and do some deep breathing. So, I encourage you to close your eyes, place your hands on your stomach, begin each and every breath at the bottom of your stomach. Feel the air rise through your stomach, your chest, your throat, and lastly your nose and or mouth. Gently exhaling, nothing forced, nothing rushed. Having your mental focus on that of your belly rising and falling. Continually taking these nice, slow, deep, and full breaths. Doing your best to let go of what happened earlier today. Doing your best to let go of what you're doing after this few minutes. Truly doing your best to be present right here, right now. Slowing everything down, your heart rate, your breathing rate. Starting each and every breath in the bottom of your stomach. Telling yourself you have all the time in the world. Feeling grateful you've taken this 2 minutes to purely focus on your breath. Thank you. So feel free to open your eyes. That was about 2 minutes. So that might have felt like 2 minutes, might have felt like 2 hours. I'm not sure. Even if your brain was super active during that time, I'm optimistic that you felt even a tiny bit calmer after focusing on your breath for a couple minutes. The first exercise we're going to do might sound strange, and it's humming. Humming is incredibly calming to our nervous system, especially your vagus nerve. I find it's almost as though a warm blanket has enveloped me. It's very soothing. So, what I invite you to do is to take your middle finger of one hand and plug one of your ears. That way you can still hear me with the other ear. And again, I invite you to close your eyes, and we're going to simply hum for approximately 2 minutes. So again, I really invite you to fully participate, and let's begin. Thank you. So feel free to reopen your eyes again. So again, that was about 2 minutes of humming, and I'm really curious. Feel free to comment below if that if that felt any if, sorry, if it's made any difference for you in feeling more relaxed, maybe having your mind a little calmer, maybe having your mind a little more present. And I encourage you to play around with that. Consider plugging both your ears, and you can do that at the start of your day before you get out of bed, alternatively at the end of the day just before you're going to sleep, or at any point throughout your day if you're feeling stressed, anxious, worried, fearful. You can just go to the bathroom and sit on the toilet and do that quietly, or you can go outside, you can go in your car to a different room. So just play around with that. Again, I really love humming, and I find it very, very easy, yet very powerful and effective. The second tool we're going to go through is muscle tensing and relaxing. So some of you may have done progressive muscle relaxation at times where you go starting from your foot to your head or vice versa, and you tense each part of your body in sequence. This is kind of going to be a supercharged, quick version of that. So essentially what we're going to do is 3 rounds. For each round, we're going to have about 5 seconds of tensing and flexing as many muscles as you are able, followed by a relaxation period of about 30 seconds. So just focus on your major muscle groups, your legs, your arms, your chest, and don't overwhelm yourself thinking about all the different body parts. Just really do your best to flex and tense as many muscles as you're able for those 5 seconds. I'll give you a countdown, and when I say now, we will flex those muscles. 3, 2, 1, now. Tensing, flexing, tensing, flexing, tensing, flexing, relax, and release. Take a nice few deep breaths. Bring your heart rate back down. purposefully letting everything just be calm. And for the second time, maybe try and flex muscles in your feet as well. See if you can add that. 3, 2, 1, now. Tensing, flexing, tensing, flexing, tensing, flexing, relax and release. Again, taking some nice deep breaths, slowing everything down again, perhaps feeling your mind being a little less active as it's concentrating on that tensing and flexing. And for this third round, try to maybe flex your hands and your feet as well as the other bigger, larger muscle groups. 3, 2, 1, now. Tensing, flexing, tensing, flexing, tensing, flexing, relax and release. So I'm optimistic that you feel even a little bit more present, a little calmer after doing that muscle tensing and flexing. For this third exercise, I invite you to put your fingertips together almost as though your hands are in a praying position, but your palms are not touching. So just your fingertips. And I invite you to slowly move your hands up and down so that ideally you're feeling the ridges in your fingertips. And if it calls to you, you can even tell yourself in your head, I am calm, I am present, I am here now, perhaps I am safe. So you're doing this very, very slowly. I know on camera my hands probably don't look like they're moving, but they're just very slowly moving up and down. I'm focused on feeling the fingerprint ridges in my fingertips. So just really focusing on this feeling, this tactile sensation of these ridges in your fingertips. And I find as soon as I do that, my mind gets calmer, I get more present, I get more focused. And again, I could do this for a long time, but I just wanted to introduce this to you today, or remind you of this today. For the fourth exercise, I invite you to simply give yourself a hug. Now, this is incredibly simple, but when we hug ourselves, it's very calming, very soothing, very relaxing. And here again, I invite you to close your eyes and take a few nice deep breaths from the bottom of your stomach. And here again, if it calls to you, you could tell yourself in your head or out loud some empowering statements. For example, I am calm, I am present, I am here now, I am safe, I release fear, I release anxiety. And you don't have to say anything in your head or out loud while you're hugging yourself. Just really focus on your breath, on this feeling of tactile sensation on your shoulders or back. Continuing to take some nice deep breaths. And we'll move into the last tool. So the last tool is an anchor that ideally you can recall at any point in time. So I invite you to place all your fingertips together in your right hand, all your fingertips together in your left hand. Your hands are separate. And again, close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath. Having your mental focus on your stomach rising and falling. Deeply breathing, enjoying this peaceful feeling. and then feeling and stating, my mind is calm now. My mind is calm now. Pressing your fingertips together a little bit harder, so you're really feeling this, anchoring this way of being, this state of being, feeling and saying, my mind is calm now. My mind is calm now. Thank you. So you can just relax again. I'm going to go over a quick review of these tools. Thank you so much for watching, whether you watched a minute of this video or the entire video. I greatly appreciate you being here. So the grounding was some deep breathing, which we did at the start. The first tool was humming, plugging your ears. The second tool was muscle tensing and flexing for about 5 seconds, followed by about a 30-second relaxation, doing that 3 times. The third tool was feeling your fingertip ridges while slowly moving your hands up and down. The fourth tool was hugging yourself while saying some empowering statements like, I am calm, my mind is calm. And then the fifth tool was the anchor with your fingertips together, your eyes closed, deeply breathing, feeling and saying, my mind is calm now. So I'm optimistic one or more of these tools resonated with you. Again, I just really encourage you to consider using these at any point that you're feeling as though you're breathing from your upper chest, your mind is racing, you're perhaps feeling a panic attack coming on, you're feeling intensely worried, stressed, fearful. Getting into our bodies can really help with managing anxiety. So thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care and be well.